Brunson running away. Oh my! He got it to drop. A 40-point afternoon for Jalen Brunson.
That was epic. We just saw the best David versus Goliath battle ever. Some of the most beautiful shot making in NBA playoff history, and an annihilation that will haunt an NBA legend for the rest of their lives. Day 9 of the NBA playoffs was everything awesome about the game we love. I hope your day is going as awesome as what you are about to watch. Chapter 1, brighter than a supernova. After a dazzling Game 3, the Sixers rolled into Game 4 pumped to even the score. The game was in Philly, but "Let's go Knicks" chants were echoing throughout the arena.
New York, go, New York, go, go, New York, go.
So Embiid decided to give Sixers fans a reason to drown out the rivals that were in attendance.
Build over here into the postseason for a great early start. Embiid, the get-ahead. Harris, the slam.
Jalen Brunson was on the Sixers' most wanted list. When Lowry wasn't pulling tricks to try and get him in foul trouble,
once he saw he was on the floor, he knows at that point in time, as long as he goes forward, it's a trick.
I don't know if he caught it, but he sent a little wink over here.
Maxey was putting hands on the Knicks superstar, trying to out-physical New York's Pitbull.
Brunson fending off Maxey, and Maxey will get called for the foul. Maxey very upset.
With the Knicks missing Robinson, their best defender on Embiid, the process was feasting.
Embiid, grab dribbling down, bodying inside, and finishing.
But OG and Hartenstein were doing as commendable a job as anyone can hope on the Giant.
Embiid fakes to Maxey, Euros in, gets denied by Anunoby.
Jalen Brunson had to carry a heavy load, scoring 12 of the Knicks' 17 points in the first quarter.
As Brunson splashes in another.
But with Embiid picking apart the Knicks' defense,
Embiid the lob, Harris the finish.
New York found themselves down 10 going into the second. To make matters worse, the Knicks lost another important piece of the bench to a foot contusion right when the second quarter started.
As Bojan Bogdanovic had his left ankle dived on by Nick Batum. Nick Depp may have just gotten tested even further.
However, the Knicks knew that Embiid would have to sit at some point, and when he did, they made their push.
Now Brunson, wiggling, floating, he got it!
Without Embiid, the Sixers were running on empty. Jalen Brunson was absolutely unconscious. Didn't matter who you put on him, everyone and their grandma was getting cooked.
Brunson, bodying into him, fading away, you bet!
But just when hope was flickering out, Embiid returned, and his sheer presence on the court generated good looks for Philadelphia.
Oubre from 3, and the lead is back to 5 for Philadelphia.
The first half ended with the Sixers up 4. Coming into the third, Maxey was everything.
Pass as Maxey leads and hits for Maxey. Speeds inside, finishes plus the foul.
But Embiid made a crucial mistake midway through the quarter.
Brunson gets a little forearm shiver from Joel Embiid.
What he didn't realize was that he had just poked the bear.
Brunson able to finish plus the foul. Brunson is going to have a chance for a three-point play.
The Phantom of the process then decided that it was time to take the term free throw merchant to the next level. The Sixers were clinging to the free throw line like it was a life raft. I guess when the going gets tough, the tough get fouled.
Another foul on Hartenstein. He did the same exact thing, and it's number 5 on Isaiah Hartenstein. All 5 fouls are in this quarter.
Be that as it may, the third quarter ended with Brunson snatching the lead in the Knicks' favor.
Brunson flips it in, plus the foul.
And Brunson is doing what he does.
Josh Hart might have gone 0 for 7 from the field, but he was absolutely crucial in the fourth quarter as he helped the Knicks to dominate the Sixers on the glass.
Embiid, great look. Oh, what a rejection from Josh Hart. And it last hits Philadelphia.
18-10 was the rebound differential in the final frame. And even though Embiid played the entire second half, it didn't make a difference in stopping the supernova that was Jalen Brunson.
Brunson running away. Oh my! He got it to drop. A 40-point afternoon for Jalen Brunson. Brunson wasting time. Brunson floats it in. 45 for Jalen Brunson.
With this win, the Knicks took a 3-1 lead in the series, and now they head back to Madison Square Garden with their sights set on the series clincher. My fellow GOATs, as the playoffs zip into action, it's time to clutch the basketball buzz right in the palm of your hands. Thanks to my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook, we're dribbling straight into the madness. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 on anything will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using my promo code GOAT. Claim your throne and your scepter, because the crown is yours. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can dive into the whirlpool of fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code GOAT. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369. Please gamble responsibly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Chapter 2. A shot so beautiful it will take your breath away. Before the tip-off of Game 4, the Clippers were served a slice of bad news. Kawhi Leonard was out.
He's not playing today. He wants to play, but it was obvious in Game 3 that his mobility was severely restricted.
With the claw out, it felt like deja vu from Game 1, as the Clippers had to tackle the Mavericks without their star player. But instead of wallowing in their misery, the Clippers jumped on the Mavs early, going on a blistering 19-2 run that ended up giving them a comfy 14-point cushion.
George gathers, gets inside, counted, and a foul. Paul George took the hit, still got it to go.
Playoff P was firing on all cylinders, matching the entire Mavericks team's 16 points in the first quarter by himself. By the end of the first quarter, the Clippers were shooting 65% from the field and a scorching 72% from downtown.
Paul George, another three. Puts it in! Paul George on a mission here in the first quarter.
Meanwhile, Dallas's offense came out sputtering like an old lawnmower as they shot a frosty 25% from the field, while going a perfect 0% from three-point land. In the second quarter, the Clippers cranked up the heat on the Mavericks, blasting their lead all the way up to 31 points. This was when Kyrie decided it was high time for a one-man show, igniting a 9-0 scoring spree all by his lonesome.
Irving shoots over George, got it. Kyrie Irving with a couple of buckets.
This explosion from Uncle Drew sliced the deficit to a still hefty, but slightly less daunting 22 points. However, Harden, his old teammate, began matching him blow for blow.
Harden, step back, three-pointer, got it! James Harden now lighting it up.
What the Mavericks were missing was defense. So PJ Washington decided to step up and deliver.
Brooks to Terrence Mann. Oh, shot blocked, Washington.
While Kyrie was going a perfect 5 of 5 and racking up 16 points in the second, Luka was struggling, shooting an abysmal 16% from the field. The result of this polarity was a 17-point Clipper lead at the end of the half. However, in the third quarter, Derrick Jones Jr. went on a personal demolition derby.
Jones a three, puts it in! 7-point game!
Sparking an 11-0 run that closed the gap to just 2 points.
Irving, three-pointer, bang!
LA's starters struggled during this period. Paul George was a turnover machine. Harden was MIA. And so, led by Kyrie's 10-point smorgasbord, Dallas managed to outscore the Clippers by 13 points in the quarter. The fourth quarter was a quarter of runs. First, it was the Clippers waking up from their slumber with a 10-3 run to snatch back an 11-point lead.
Harden gets inside the floater, count it, and one! James Harden, big buckets here in the fourth quarter and a chance for a three-point play.
Then it was the Mavericks answering back with their own sizzling 12-1 run.
Plus 13 for Dallas. Washington drives past, counted, and a foul.
By midway in the fourth quarter, the Clippers' 31-point lead had completely evaporated. And at the end of the game, the level of clutch shot making we witnessed was truly breathtaking.
Irving inside, the layup. Oh! How did that go in? Mavericks take the lead!
In the end, it was the Beard who refused to once again be a footnote in a tale of another epic meltdown.
Harden gets inside the floater, count it, and one! James Harden.
Despite teetering on the edge of an epic fail, the Clippers dodged the disaster, tying the series 2-2 as it heads back to LA. Chapter 3. Please tell me he didn't just do what I think he just did. As the Suns teetered on the edge of a first-round broom festival, they stormed into the game with determination. The game kicked off with both teams trading buckets like they were on the New York Stock Exchange. Despite Rudy riding the pine early on, the Wolves' defense thrived with Naz Reid turning into a block party host.
Blocked by Reid.
Kevin Durant was desperate to avoid getting swept, and he came out playing like it.
Durant goes to work, flips it up, gets the roll, and the foul. Durant gets to the rim and slams it down.
Unfortunately for the Wolves, Ant came out cold, shooting 0 of 4 in the first. With their offensive engine stalling, Minnesota had to rely on free throws early just to be able to keep their heads above water. 15 attempts at the charity stripe in the first quarter alone, and they knocked down 14 of them. Because of this, the Suns found themselves only up by 1 going into the second, a missed opportunity. When we entered the second stretch, the Wolves started getting some life as Karl Anthony Towns started to get going.
Towns powers in for the bucket.
Durant's dominant play continued.
Conley squeezes through. D9 by KD.
Over the hands of Nurkic.
Durant backdoor. Big finish.
But while he had been carrying the weight by himself up until this point, he finally got some help in the form of Devin Booker.
Booker ahead of the pack. Puts it down.
However, unfortunately for the Suns, Ant, who had been struggling for the whole game, started showing some signs of life.
Edwards. Count it for 3.
But with Booker challenging the buzzer, the Suns escaped the first half up by 5 points.
Seconds left. Durant shovels for Booker. Edwards gets a piece, throws the timing off. Booker at the horn! Bullseye!
The third quarter was all about Durant and Booker.
Durant against Reid. Booker makes a cut. Pull up pop for Booker.
These men were absolutely unconscious, scoring 29 of their team's 31 points in the quarter.
That's the sweet spot. Just
Nobody home.
nobody home.
And they did it without missing a single shot either. But unfortunately for them, the Timberwolves had finally remembered how to offense. First, it was McDaniels attending to some unfinished business with the rim.
Major slam! McDaniels with the smash!
Then it was Cat bullying Durant, making him actually look mortal. But most important of all was Edwards, who poured in his own 15 points in the third.
Shovels it for Edwards. He steps into it. Stone cold Anthony Edwards with a downtown hit. O'Neal draws the assignment on Edwards. The jumper goes! Edwards is in the zone.
And with the third quarter ending with the Suns up by just 1 point, we were in for a thrilling fourth, while Booker's shot remained pure.
O'Neal to Beal. Booker! Yes, sir!
Kevin Durant was a shell of himself when his team needed him most. And to make matters worse, on the other end of the court, he suffered an obliteration that will live on for years and years to come.
10 to shoot. Edwards. Oh, Edwards! A signature slam! Skywalker Anthony Edwards!
Mike Conley was huge in the fourth, adding 9 huge points to Edwards' 16. And with the Wolves' defense now in high gear, there wasn't much the Suns could do.
High-low action. Durant against the smaller Conley. Help from Towns. Ball movement leads to O'Neal. Extra Beal. Drive, dish, intercepted!
The Wolves completed their sweep of the Suns, leaving the billionaires wondering if blindly throwing money at the problem was still a viable strategy to winning a championship in the new NBA. Chapter 4. A homage to Blake Griffin. After being outpaced in Game 3, Doc Rivers and his crew marched into enemy territory once again. And right from the tip-off, both teams were all in, turning Game 4 into a no-holds-barred throwdown. Andrew Nembhard started us off with a bomb from downtown, and just like that, the game was underway.
And the Pacers, they get it to Nembhard, open 3, and he gets his first points.
But Milwaukee would immediately fire back.
Here comes Beverly into the paint. Beasley corner pocket 3. That's good.
The Bucks were already in a bind without Giannis and Dame, but things got even worse when Bobby Portis got ejected.
And now some shoving underneath. Look out. It was Portis, I believe, and Nembhard as they are quickly separated. Didn't look like any punches were thrown, but some hard pushing.
We have 2x by Portis. He has 2 technical fouls and is ejected.
However, Milwaukee came in looking to fight, and they held their own, ending the first quarter on a dramatic tie at 33 points each. Come the second quarter, the Pacers started making their move with an 11-2 run to start the quarter.
Look at McConnell. He is really good in the open floor and just crafty.
The Pacers were not playing a perfect game by any means, but despite their errors, they kept nailing threes, which masked their blunders well.
The Italian national putting it on the deck to spin. Couple of fakes, just masterful.
Miles Turner was blistering hot, and he led the charge for Indiana in the second. The most hilarious occurrence of the game was Gallinari providing as much defensive resistance as the air in the arena.
Boy, Siakam just ran over Gallinari like he wasn't there.
Chris Middleton, who had been a miracle in the last game, conjured up some more last-second magic to end the half.
5 to shoot. Middleton, the hero in game 3, turns, fades, and hits.
And when we looked at the score, we found the undermanned Bucks still in the game, trailing by just 3 points. The third quarter kicked off with Tyrese taking the Pacers on a splash adventure, knocking down 3 consecutive threes.
Halliburton. Splash!
Responding to this 3-point barrage, Lopez tossed in a 3 of his own, but the Pacers zoomed off on a 14-2 sprint, blowing their lead up to a cozy 17 points. During this frenzy, Miles Turner decided it was a good time to baptize Brook Lopez, while paying homage to Blake Griffin.
Miles Turner just detonated.
And before the crowd could catch a breather, Turner decided that he wasn't done just yet.
McConnell creeps into the paint. Turner from the corner.
The blue and gold outscored the Bucks by 10 in the quarter, pushing their lead to 13. The fourth quarter was basically a 3-point shootout.
Bucks are going to reset. Lopez going to fire, and he buries it. And here come the Bucks.
And with Turner going a perfect 3 for 3 down the stretch, the crown was his and his alone.
Unreal.
The short-handed Bucks tried their best, but in the end, it was the Pacers snatching a 3-1 lead in the series. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, be the GOAT of that moment. Stay GOATed.